Hi, I'm Jaqueline P'ng and you're watching the HTV Evening Highlights. Malaysia is awarding the Gemas-Johor Baru electrified double-tracking project to China Railway. Transport Minister Datuk Seri Liow says Gemas-JB line will complete the whole electrified double-tracking network to Padang Besar.
We have committed and will award the contract to China Railway so that we can speed up the project. And more importantly, we managed to electrify most of our track. And the number of 46% will increase to 58% once the Gemas-Johor Baru electrified double track project is completed by the year 2020.
On the KL-Singapore high-speed rail, Liow says the ministry is carrying out data analysis following the completion of requests for information. He says public feedback on the project is needed to conclude discussions with Singapore.
We have actually have an open tender for the RFI. We have completed the RFI now. We are summarizing the data, and hopefully that with this information from the public, we are able to conclude our discussion with Singapore. We need to complete our discussion in Singapore before we can open tender for the high-speed rail project.
The Land and Public Transport Commission Authority has received nearly 100 submissions for the high-speed rail project. Still on transportation, while Liow is urging Malaysians to use more public transport, he hopes to see riderships on trains to gradually increase following the completion of MRT and LRT extension lines.
The first MRT line will be completed in end of 2016 from Sungai Buloh to Sambatan, and will start operating. The full line will be start operating from Sungai Buloh to the city centre. Will be by July 2017. So that means we are able to ensure that the public transportation system within the cities will be further improved. On top of that, we are actually building the LRT line, the Ampang line. Extension of the LRT line, Putrajaya Ampang. That will be able to also enhance our public ridership. And I would like to urge our public to continue to use public transportation. That will be able for us to reduce congestion in Kuala Lumpur. My target this year is 500,000 public ridership. Hopefully we can increase to 600, 700 by 2018, 2020, 800,000. That is the target. We hope that more Malaysians use public transportation.
He was speaking at the China High-Speed Rail Showcase. Construction of the MRT station in Tun Razak Exchange, or TRX, has reached 90% completion. According to TRX's December newsletter, the remaining structural, mechanical and electrical works are still underway. This station will be an interchange for the MRT1, which connects Sungai Buloh to Kajang, and MRT2, which links Sungai Buloh to Serdang and Putrajaya lines. Upon completion, it will be the biggest among the 7 underground stations along Sungai Buloh to Kajang. During peak hours, it is capable of holding up to 25,000 commuters an hour. TRX is also expecting the construction activities on site to intensify in 2016. This as the second infrastructure package hits its stride with extensive underground road structure works. Moving on to the Pahang State Government-controlled company Pasdak Holdings Berhad. The company says it may slip into the red this year after enjoying 3 years of uninterrupted profits. Pasdak's earnings has been dragged down by the relocation of its manufacturing plant from South Africa to Botswana.
What happened now is we have to make allocation, a lot of allocation for the relocation cost, because to relocate ourselves from South Africa to Botswana, we have to incur something like 20 million rand in terms of retrenchment cost. All right, so we have to pay the retrenchment cost, and this will have to go into our P&L. So that was the reason why it has actually dragged down the performance of the group for this year. But moving forward next year, probably some of the costs will still have to be accounted for in 2016 because based on the FRS, we cannot absorb everything in 1 year. So part of the cost will still go into next year. So I think starting from the following year, 2017, there will be positive contribution from this company.
Goh was speaking after the signing ceremony between PASDAC and Botswana Development Corp or BDC today. PASDAC signed a share subscription agreement with BDC to formalize its commitment to invest in Botswana. Under the joint venture agreement, PASDAC will establish its manufacturing plant in the city of Lobatse in Botswana. PASDAC has allocated a capital expenditure of $10 million in the next 2 years. The manufacturing plant will be supplying automotive components to big car companies in the African region. Currently, PASDAC has long-term contracts to supply electrical wiring harness and seat components to Volkswagen, Nissan and Renault. The Malaysian Iron and Steel Industry Federation has objected to Mega Steel's proposal to set up a special purpose vehicle for steel importation. Its president, Datuk Tian Lai, says the proposal is neither feasible nor implementable and will cause irreparable damage to the industry. In a statement, he says it's preposterous for Mega Steel to consider such an unsound proposal. It has been reported that Mega Steel is scheduled to meet with senior government officials next week to propose the setting up of a special purpose vehicle to import hot-rolled coils. So says the establishment of SPV is an infringement of the Malaysian Competition Act 2010. Not only that, he says the confidentiality of users' information is at risk. That's because the SPV company will know who is the foreign producer and the pricing. This in turn will create an unfair advantage for Mega Steel over other product manufacturers. So adds that the proposal may contravene with numerous trade agreements and partnerships, including the TPPA. And that's all we have for today. I'm Jaqueline P'ng. Thank you for watching.